Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to go out into the backyard. I will most likely bring in some videos. I did check on my um, plants today, which is kale and collards, which I planted last night. Last night I planted. So they are on their way. We got our first viewer just tuned in, and I appreciate that. Just tuned out. But I always appreciate it. Now, um, temperatures outside now about 79 degrees. We're looking good. Fall is on its way. Plants are already planted in the pots. I'm going to do some direct sowing. That's going to be in probably another few weeks. Um, Lots and lots of kale, lots of collard greens. Um, I love them. I like to mix them with smoked meats and oh yes, yes. Then I'm gonna get some winter fishing done. That goes very good with meals from the garden as well. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I am here. It is live, and I'm loving it. I just love it. I love it. I mean, I go out in the yard. It's like an adventure. I cut the trees back, but I'm looking at them now. I got them down to about 7 feet. I'm going to do probably another pass and get them down to 6. I mean, I had some tall trees out there that are peach trees, and I'm looking forward to just enjoying it. Uh, I am going to look into some options to keep insects off of my plants. I'm also looking into something that will help me get some of my grapes because the birds are eating them up. Also, the blueberries, the birds are eating them up. So I am very much concerned about that. There was a cage I saw built online once. It was comprised of what do they call it? PVC, and he draped a bird net over it, and he kept the yeah netting, yes, yes. I stopped using netting 6 7 years ago for one reason, uh, and now I'm considering it again. I was on my way to work early in the morning, and I saw a bird trapped in the netting, and he was I don't know what kind of bird it was, but he was really really aggressive. He wanted to get out of this netting. I couldn't blame him, and so I tried to get him out, and without getting injured myself because he kept pecking towards me, and then um, I tried shaking the net. In the midst of doing all of this, the bird died. He just died. Um, and ever since then, I stopped using it because I came home. I found one dead, and the one that that appeared to died. Um, when I came back home, that bird was gone. So I don't know what happened, but I stopped after that. Yeah, I stopped after that. I stopped using the netting because I didn't get into gardening to start killing other animals that live out there, trying to eat and survive themselves. So I stopped using the netting and haven't used it since. I remember buying some netting, and I still couldn't use it because of that incident. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. But yeah, you wanna coexist with nature. You don't want to be killing birds. Um, and I figured that I could I could have them eating some of the food, and then they would save me some of the food. But that wasn't the case. I mean, this year they ate all. Last year and this year they ate all the grapes. Um, they ate all of the blueberries, and I was completely amazed. I was completely amazed how quick they ate them. When you're in the house and you're resting, birds are eating, so they can take out a whole plant in a matter of hours. Yep. Oh, I heard about that. You might be the person that told me that last time. Um, okay, okay. Okay, okay. I think what you're saying is you tore down all the vines that you had. Oh yeah, yeah. You just got rid of them. Well, it's not an option for me because I really want some grapes, and I just have to find a way. And I think this might be a way. Spoke of some bags from Amazon. Afternoon, afternoon, my brother. I just wanna have a. I just want to be able to live with the animals in my area without killing them because they're trying to get something to eat. I don't. Like some people have problems with moles and raccoons and deer. I don't have any of those problems. Rarely do I have a raccoon come along and take something. It's rare. Uh, the strawberries were eaten up by. They were eaten up by I think mice at night, maybe other rodents. Um, and I just stopped growing them because I mean they just wasn't worth it for me because I would go out and see a big, huge, beautiful red uh, strawberry, turn it over, and it's got a hole right in where it's been eaten uh, from it sitting on the ground. Either something came up from the ground and ate it, or something ate off of it walking through the garden and was eating it. So that was interesting. So I'm just going to go out and get in the yard. I think I might shoot some videos. I'll take my camera with me because I love shooting videos in the garden. I love that. That's a lot of fun, and you learn from it. And I also take still shots and also the video. If I see something I've never seen before, the still shot pictures go off to an agency so that they can identify, like if I'm having a problem with a plant or some type of mold or fungus on it or whatever, and I can always send it off to them and let them evaluate along with me and see what we both come up with. But fall is the time of year where you want to start getting things in the ground. Um, it's just a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing to be in the area of any kind of area when you're putting something in the ground and watching it grow. Um, Something I learned yesterday, when planting okra in the warmer months, I used to soak my okra seeds for 24 hours. No, wait a minute, 8 hours. 8 hours. I was soaked for 8 hours, and I thought that was enough. And I'm learning that sometimes it's best to soak them up to 3 days. Because they'll start breaking out and coming alive, and that's what you want. You don't want to. Uh, I mean, that's if you want to do it faster. You could actually just plant them in the ground and let them do their thing. But I like to take the okra and plant it. Excuse me, soak it for 3 days. Now, that's my new regimen for those type of really hard seeds, like okra. Oh, thank you, because I was just thinking about what kind of bag was it, and you sent me the information so I can go look it up because I got to do something. Because my thing is enjoy the garden and leave everything alive, just like when you came there. I'll give you a good example. I went to. I didn't tell you that I turned over one of my potato bags, potato boxes yesterday. White potatoes. Turned it over, looked inside of it, and guess what I saw? Very few potatoes. They're about that big. The seedlings were bigger than they were. And so what happened was I had there were some night crawlers in the um, soil that was some of the biggest and healthiest night crawlers I've seen in a very long time. I wanted to collect them and use them for fishing, but I wasn't quite sure if I was going fishing this week. So I looked at the worms; they were healthy and strong. And I'm thinking, wow, look at these worms. And I'm not even trying to grow worms. And these worms were big and strong and healthy. And they were night crawlers, big, big, beautiful worms. Um, so that told me that the soil in those boxes were exactly what those night crawlers wanted. Somehow they got in that box. Um, because the soil came from a bag, and these night crawlers are the same ones I have on my property, but they usually are over in the area with the compost pile. So I'm looking at that too. Um, yeah. So I'm having a good day today. I'm just a little tired because I stayed up really late last night. I think I was up to about 3 in the morning, and I enjoyed myself. Nothing was on TV, but lots of garden videos I got to look at last night, um, which I enjoy doing it. And that's another thing during the winter months is that after you watch all the garden videos, and you can start going over them again, and there's some guys and ladies out there that are really good. But here's what I love about the gardening videos. I want the garden videos to tell more of the truth because they only show you their successes for the most part. Um, and that's why I appreciate some gardeners that get on there and they'll say, well, I grew this year, did really well, but these didn't. And here's what I think why, and here's what I'm going to do to correct it. And I like that because they're being honest about it. I'll give you a good example. I like watching videos that farmers do because farmers, they're in it for the long haul. if they don't produce crops, they don't make money, they don't eat, and they don't keep their farms. So they use methods that are proven to work. You know, and for the most part, let me reiterate that for the most part, because back in the day when most of the farmers were using chemicals and plowing through their land constantly, that was a mess. They were destroying their soil. They kept planting the same thing over and over again and wondering why this stuff is not growing. Now, farmers are learning from other farmers techniques that they have found to work and to be more cost effective. Cutting the crops down and leaving the residue right there on the soil to allow for the production next year. Putting putting organic matter on the soil during the fall and winter months is the correct way to fertilize. Nature has been doing it for millions of years. The leaves, the branches, they fall off and they do it in where? They do it in the heavy rains and they do it in the heavy wind and they do it, most of all, they do it in the fall and winter. Everything covers the ground, and when you look 6 months later, all of those materials are gone. And that's what farmers are learning to do because for the most part, we're trying to do everything fast, and we're being arrogant about how we were doing it. So we came up with super chemicals to do what we thought we could beat nature at doing. We did. We did it for many years, and now we're finding that we're going to have to learn from nature in order to survive on this planet. Double the population by 2050, I believe, and that's going to be rough with the way that we're growing things now. And we're putting in so many golf courses, so that's taking up millions and millions of acres um, because most of our wealthy people want to play golf. And there's nothing wrong with golf, but it's got to be a limit to it where you say, okay, y'all gonna have to share this land a little better, but we need to eat. Okay, so all these millions of acres that you tying your names up on these corporations, and they're protecting that land. They won't let nobody there do nothing but golf, and only certain people on certain golf courses. But they don't want food being grown there. You got to have one way or the other. So that's how it's going to work. Um, when poor people start growing their own food, I think to certain people you become quite a threat. I think you do because you don't depend on the grocery stores, and that's a chain that needs to survive because people rely on grocery stores. But when you start growing your own food and others watch you, you become a catalyst, and other people start following you, and they learn how to grow food. Because when you learn how to grow food, you can't take that knowledge away from you, and it stays in your head, and you can teach others. Now, you imagine people growing in containers, growing in the ground, growing horizontal, vertical, whatever, and they're producing food. You begin to bring the prices of certain foods down because they can't sell it in certain areas. If you open up a big grocery store in a county where 90% of, and let's say you sold cucumbers, but 90% of the people you moved in there, they all grow cucumbers as well. You're not going to sell cucumbers that much. You're not going to sell cucumbers. Cucumbers are going to be a crop that you're going to have to reduce the heck out of the price or not grow it at all. Um, Apples, very expensive now. And I talk to people on a daily basis, and I found that most people don't know how to grow anything. And they always tell you, I would if I knew how, or I would if I had the time, or I would if I had the property. I would if I trust me. I seen a lady grow a fruit tree in a trash can, aluminum trash can, put holes in the bottom, filled it up, put the right stuff in the can, and grew fruit tree in a garbage can. Now that is what I call experiment. They wanted fruit trees, um, and I think she grew it near the porch, so she could come right out her door, grab what she wanted, to go back in the house. Now I did the same thing uh, when I have out right outside my back door. I have peach trees, and I put a cherry tree in. Oh, they have a cherry tree. It's sold by Stark Brothers. I don't know the name of it right now, but it produces without a second tree. It's a sweet peach, and it produces without a second tree. And the reason why I purchased it is because I have one, two, three cherry trees that they never produce. And the only reason why they don't produce, they don't have a tree to cross with. Um, and then I have a neighbor that I gave a cherry bush. That cherry bush, my Bing cherry tree crosses with it. So I had a bunch of trees on my property at one time that did not have trees to cross with. Now I can remove a branch from a or a scion from a cherry tree, connect it to another cherry tree, and that will be the tree uh, that it's going to cross with. There's so many ways of doing things. Apple trees you can do the same thing with. Take a branch off, connect it, and have it cross with that tree. So you don't have a bunch of trees everywhere. When they did the trees with the five uh, varieties on it or seven varieties on it, um, when you do that, you are absolutely using your space the proper way if you know how to plant the tree so it doesn't, uh, you have a branch on it that grows huge and the rest of them are slow growers. You want to be able to keep one branch uh, at bay so the other branches have an opportunity to catch up. So that's a bit of a game. It's a bit of a game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Morning Garden Show. Thank you very much for all your time.